Okay, it is Wednesday, the 21st of Sep, and now that the Silvertone is out of the way, the airline is out of the way, and this patient right here is kicking it back in the extended stay portion of the shed. We need something to do, and it's rainy outside, and we're not going to be doing too much out on the table at this point, unless the day gets better. It's been raining all morning. Let me set this down here so that you can enjoy a video for a change without a bunch of jerky, shaky, moving around, pointing off into space video. We're going to get started on this bomber. And this particular one, excuse me, I know I said I was going to put it down, but I got to pick it up. This Tolex on this radio is in a lot better shape. I mean, a few spritzes of Armorall and wipe her down real good and get the moisture back in the thing, and I think it'll be okay. Really good. Let me spin this thing around. See, boy, that dude looked good. I mean, it does a lot better than that Clipper radio did. A lot better, even inside and out. Now, let me turn back around. Let me put this thing back down. And what we're going to do is we're going to open it up and do a little initial intro into it. And there we have the aeroplane. The plane. Easy, tattoo. We're going to start by stripping off the knobs, putting them in our knob box, and we'll remove this plate here. We won't have to remove that because I think we pulled the screws on the mount for the tone controls, so that should come out pretty easily then. Let me just wank the screws. And get them. Yeah, come on. Extracted. I know I usually don't do this for all my segments. Nothing worse than and I'm doing it now, than watching somebody pull all the dang screws out of something. There we go. Alright, now we'll turn her around. We'll put this off in a safe spot. And we will turn her around. And am I still in frame? Yes. Okay, now I commandeered the LN5 tubes out of here to put in over there. Because we ran across a tube that went south. I mean, like way south, like Antarctic south. and then the other one we got as a backup. So I've got 2 tubes coming of this type, and one of the LE3 is, and I got one LE3 that's coming. So we're gonna take, we've already taken the strap loose from this point here and pulled that loose. So we're gonna take and remove this wave rod so that we can get this chassis out. This one here has an original cord on it, and it has its battery capabilities still intact. So we're going to take and extract the chassis, so stand by. Alright, we got the wave magnet antenna out, and it's strapped. One thing I wanted to point out was on removing this wave rod, you'll see that this ferrule right here is put in with the flange on the outside of this point. These screws go in through there like that, and then it's nutted on the other side. Well, those ferrules ought to be put in the other way, with the flange against the inside of this case, and then a washer should go on the stud and then the nut. That way it prevents this raw edge of the ferrule from digging into the case there, because what will happen is you'll never get it tight enough without chewing out part of the case, and that ferrule going deeper and deeper and deeper into that case, and it's just, and all it's going to do, the wave rod is just going to be a jiggling around in there, and you ain't never going to be able to get it tight. Another thing, it's bent. For some reason, this is not a true 90 anymore, and it should be. I mean, with it in the condition it is now, when you open the back case, this thing here flops out at you. So I just wanted to make a note of that in case anybody goes to put this back and you find one that in this condition. Take the ferrules out, spin them around, put a little tiny washer on the back side, and then put the nut on it. That will hold. That will tighten everything up, and that wave rod will be nice and tight in there. So we're getting ready to pull the chassis, so stand by for that. Alright, we ready to start pulling this out. I wanted to note there is a screw right here. That's what that hole is for, so you can get an extension in there to this point right there. That's one fastener there, and over here on this side there's one there, and those are the only two that are really holding this chassis in there. Another thing is, if you encounter one that has the tuning gang semi-closed, semi-open, rotate it around so everything is in mesh. Because if you go and you bump it, or you grab it wrong, or you bump it against something, or something bumps against it, and you bend one of those plates, you're going to play hell to try to get it back in good operating condition. So close them down every chance you get with these. Close them down so that way there's no chance of damaging or bending a plate by accident. So now let's go ahead and see if we can jiggle this thing out. Now, in some of the transoceanics, there's a fastener up in the top here that's got a mount that comes up, and there's a screw up in the top. I think that there is there for to keep pressure on the when you go to push the push buttons in, they don't move. The whole chassis doesn't move. But it doesn't. I haven't encountered it here on any of these Bomber radios. Let's see here. Oh, I gotta get this loose. All right, it wants to play that way. Let me remove the plate on the front so that I can get the tune assembly out. All right, I got the plate off. I didn't think I really needed to get it, and I probably didn't, but it wasn't cooperating very well. So we will slide this out and get that over there out of the way. Boy, these dangly thingies, they're always just a pain in the butt. I don't think this has ever been removed. We'll know in a minute though when we turn this thing up and see if there's anything up with this. These cans look like they're original, but they may have been changed at one time. I don't know. We'll look and see. There's only two, I don't know if you can see it there. There's only two fasteners on the speaker, one up here and one down there, 180 degrees from each other. This plastic dial cover is just stapled in. We're going to replace that because it's cracking down here in the bottom. It's got a hole in the bottom down there, and somebody's dripillated something. Looks like I don't know, some liquid on it, and so it's going to. And then this here, oh jeez, this here, asbestos. Don't scratch it, wipe it, clean. You know, don't mess with it. Taking a spritz bottle with water and soak it. It doesn't have to be dripping, soaking, sopping wet, but moisten it so that if you do bump it, scratch it, or breathe heavy on it, it doesn't put the fibers up in the air. If you're 50 years old, you probably don't have to worry. I'm 72, so I'm not going to worry too much about it. It doesn't, you know, nothing too much frightens me anymore. Even going up against somebody with a weapon. I mean, it's, after a while, death doesn't, you're not afraid of it. So, but if you're 30 and you're going to do it, I consider wetting it down and then getting it, letting it sit for a while, taking a putty knife and work it. If it starts to dry out, keep it wet. Work it until you get it all scraped off this mount, and then put it in a baggie, mark it danger, put a skull and crossbones on it, and mail it to your ex-wife. So now I'm just kidding. I love my ex-wives. That's the reason why I still care about them, because they're exes. So now that is done, we are ready to do an initial checkout on this chassis. So stand by. Okay, we got the case out of the way. Everything looks really copacetic up here. All the wires to the wave rod and everything to the chassis and beyond. Are all connected. So these are pretty good wires right here. So now let's go ahead and take a look at the bottom. Bottoms up. Boy, Oh, these cords and Jesus, wish you whack a freak a fuck. All right. Hey, look at that. Mamma mia. That. The E-caps have been replaced. And that's it. Well, that has been replaced. They didn't replace the safety cap. They did replace this, I don't know, that might be a bypass cap or a grid cap. A coupling cap. But that, I mean, but that is all. Everything else looks like it was when it left the factory. So, this here might go ahead and play. So we'll get a checkout video going here as soon as we wind this one up and get this one posted up. I mean, this one here is looking really good, in spite of all the little idiosyncrasies and all the inconsistencies on it. So stand by and we'll take a look at it after a bit. Thanks for watching.